We're not living in clown world. We're living in nightmare world. Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Obvious, bringing you the obvious. And today, on the internet itself, free speech is dying. As many of you well know, Black Pigeon Speaks was banned from YouTube. He had nearly 500,000 subscribers. It's insane. And this is a good time to remind you about his BitChute account. He currently has 26,000 subs here. His videos are still available because BitChute actually cares about free speech. Now, before we get into this, we have a sponsor. Yes, you heard that right, folks. My very first sponsor. I'm excited. Oh, heck yeah. So this website is called unsilencedvoice.com. I'll leave a link directly at the tippy top of the description. So this video is being sponsored by Unsilenced Voice. It's a brand new social media platform that promotes freedom of speech and diversity of thought. And what better time to look for alternative platforms for people to enjoy than now? There's been purges on YouTube. Black Pigeon Speaks, of all people, was censored. There's never been a bigger time to say, don't tread on me. And as you can see, they have a bunch of different topics. Subscribed. Again, you can find it at unsilencedvoice.com. Be sure to check it out. Now here on Black Pigeon Speaks Twitter account, at NavyHatto, if you want to find it. As you can see, if you click the YouTube link, what happens? Boom. This account has been terminated due to multiple or severe violations of YouTube's policy prohibiting hate speech. And as we well know, hate speech is simply speech the left doesn't agree with. They terminated his entire account. 500,000 subscribers. This is a nightmare. We are living in nightmare world. Clown world, of course Clown world hasn't ended. Clown world is simply about the insanity of the world. Nightmare world, that's an example of the consequences of that insanity. So here in BPS, we can look at these different tweets. We're going to read them. We're going to discuss exactly what's going on. It's really, really messed up that this is happening. Black Pigeon Speaks never promoted anything hateful. He only told the truth. His videos were well researched. The fact that he's censored means that YouTube really is over. It's over. It's over for all of us. We're all going to be censored. The left is destroying everything. We're also going to take a look at Hacker 4chan and his thoughts on the situation. Paul Joseph Watson says, when you tear out a man's tongue, you're not proving him a liar. You're only telling the world that you fear what he might say. Punk Rock Mr. Burns says, at Team YouTube, on what grounds did you delete Black Pigeon Speaks channel? This is blatant censorship and a real slap in the face to everyone who made your platform both popular and profitable. At Navy Hatto, we stand with you. Keemstar says, replying to at Team YouTube, at Navy Hatto. I feel like this is one of those free speech things. I just reviewed 3 of at Navy Hatto's videos that were uploaded to another site that a fellow reporter linked me. In those 3 videos I watched, I did not see the TOS being broken. I think this was probably a mistake. When it comes to commies, nothing is a mistake. Tommy says, YouTube has effed up real bad on this one. The banning of Black Pigeon Speaks account is the greatest affront to democracy and free speech ever made. Please restore Black Pigeon Speaks account, otherwise I will discontinue watching/using YouTube and urge all others to do the same. This is bullshit. Don't let them get away with slowly turning up the temperature of the pot by incrementally banning us one by one. So that's a reference to the frog allegory. If you put a frog in boiling water, it's going to jump out because, you know, it's hot. But if you put a frog in regular water and you slowly turn up the temperature, the frog will never notice that it's slowly being boiled. And then when it is boiled, it dies. Kick up a massive fuss every single time one of our lads, our guy, gets taken down unjustifiably. And here's Black Pigeon Speaks tweet at Team YouTube, at Keemstar, at Timcast. Woke up to my channel being deleted. It was fully monetized, was in good standing, and had no strikes. And a 95 to 99% like ratio with almost 500k subscribers. I follow the rules carefully and have not broken any of them. Is this a mistake? Brittany Pettibone says, really amazes me how mainstream journalists have the gall to complain about being cyberbullied when the majority of them make a daily habit of slandering, harassing, and trying to ruin the lives of those they personally disagree with. This is a funny one. Only fashy-bashy people close their doors, and only knots lock them. Show your commitment to open borders today. Open borders begin at home. This is really good. Saved. Now let's check out Hacker 4chan, because he's got a lot of good thoughts on this. Black Pigeon speaks. Enemy of the state. How are we suddenly losing the culture war? Because they control social media and information, bruh. Here Annan says, are we doomed? Have the degenerate, hedonistic progressives won? I see a lot of cucks on this chan saying how they have been de-radicalized by a trans person and are exhausted by dissident right politics and generally do not care about the culture war anymore. Those are shills, though. So tell me, Paul, when did the elite finally take your fighting spirit? For evil to triumph, good men only have to do nothing. More and more people are being banned from social media at the run-up to the American election. It seems to me like everyone on Paul simply does not care anymore. This chan has truly earned its nickname, Cuck Chan. Now, this is obviously bait, kind of to rally Paul, but let's read. Here Annan brings up a great point. Censorship only radicalizes moderates. It's the last bastion of dying authority. So while it may appear they are winning, their condition will suddenly and terminally decline, just like radiation poisoning. Radioactive, radioactive. Here Annan says, shills, shills, shills. None of us are doomed. The more the right gets censored, the stronger it becomes. When shit hits the fan, those who dwell in hedonistic pleasures will be the first to fall. Bad times will create strong men. So here another Annan talks about abandoning YouTube itself. I don't agree with that, just to say that much. Because if we leave YouTube, it's just going to become exactly what they want. A leftist safe space. But I absolutely agree. We need to spread to other websites. I'm on BitChute as well. Be sure you subscribe, because you never know when the censorship hammer is going to come falling down. And trust me, folks, it's coming for all of us. Everybody reading this needs to start following these people in other places. DLive and BitChute are where a lot of people are creating backup channels or already have backup channels. Stop watching videos on YouTube. That is how they make their money. Encourage your favorite content creators to set up BitChute accounts or DLive and only watch them there. Canceling YouTube Premium or vowing to send no more super chats is not good enough anymore. We all need to abandon their platform. Here another Annan has a really well thought out comment. The more censors are being put in place, the faster things will escalate. The unholy alliance postmodernists, globalists, and corporatists don't debate ideas or even care to refute perfectly moderate and sensible positions. All they do is ban people for hate speech. They're starting to believe the lies propagated by postmodernists, cultural Marxists, and yes, they are the same thing. Eroding meaning is literally socialism and communism 101. Redefining language and ideas is sheer communism, who are not only a minority but wisely despised everywhere else but their urban shitholes. People are also forgetting that the corporations have a heavy hand in censoring events, especially platforms like YouTube and Twitter. These a-holes make money off user-generated content by showing ads, thus sustaining their massive corporation, which should be an impossibility if you ask me. The companies giving them money in return don't want to be associated with anything remotely politically offensive or controversial. There's also the case that those in marketing have a heavy dose of postmodernist ideology and are actively telling these companies what is and isn't acceptable messaging. You can't monetize a network without doing some subscription service. We all know how that works out with pirating and account sharing. You know, that's the biggest thing. This is why advertisers are so dumb. Nobody cares where your dumb ads show up. In fact, they're more likely to buy a product if they see the ad in the first place. You're literally cutting yourself off of a vast majority of the future market and current markets. People like unpopular opinions, not politically correct. People like edgy content. You're just screwing yourself over, corporations. Here another Annan replies, we're all being banned anyway. Make backup channels on other sites and give those sites traffic. Exclusively watch the channels you like on other platforms. They can cross-upload until they are banned. But keep your viewing traffic on their other backups. Look at CNN's ratings. Nobody is watching them. The ratings are propped up by airports. The same thing will happen with YouTube, because it is starting to cross over into the normie sphere. Be gone, normies! Nobody likes being told they can't say anything. not even the normies. A lot of people already resent YouTube and the media for the treatment of PewDiePie. Don't forget about the YouTube Rewind video. It became the lowest rated video on their platform in history. That wasn't just right-wingers voting it down. A lot of people have lost faith in the platform. Don't forget about the TikTok effect. A lot of younger people who in the past would have uploaded their silly short videos to YouTube are uploading them to TikTok instead. People also still upload their videos to YouTube. Practically any viral video I've seen in the news lately was originally posted on Facebook, then later uploaded to YouTube. YouTube is in trouble. Stop supporting them. And for content creators worried about money, keep your channels on YouTube up until they are banned. And don't neglect other opportunities to earn money. You have Patreon, Streamlabs, you can sell merchandise. Monetization on YouTube is not the end all for earning money. That's why I got a sponsor. No, seriously, I absolutely agree with this Anon. He has the right idea. Spread to other websites, watch on other websites, but keep uploading to YouTube as long as you can. When the ban hammer comes, well, we'll move on. But you cannot silence everyone, much less half the population who lean right. Even the moderates, even the liberals are seeing how bad it's become. Anon says, just a few weeks ago, I was literally getting a little comfortable from the lack of political aggression. I thought people had just finally realized that they were being lied to by the mockingbird media, and that this content really wasn't that extreme. Then effing Carlos Maza threw a fit over being called a gay man and ruined everything. There are a couple other threads, but I think we've pretty much said it all by now. Here in Anon asks, so now that they deleted BPS, who's next? My money is on Razorfist. And Anon replies, Aiden Paladin is next. If they censor that booty, I swear to God, I'll put them in the ground. But you know, that's pretty much the story. Things are not looking good on YouTube. We're in a sinking ship. We're all being censored. Black Pigeon Speaks did absolutely nothing wrong. He broke no rules whatsoever. But the problem is, the truth has become the new hate speech. And I believe George Orwell himself said something about it. And I found this quote here. So, truth, the new hate speech. George Orwell says, during times of universal deceit, telling the truth becomes a revolutionary act. 1984. George Orwell. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about Black Pigeon Speaks getting banned? Is it over? It's definitely over. We're all going to be banned. It's gone. YouTube is too far gone. Social media is too far gone. We have to speak out against this. We have to speak out against Google, against the censorship, against the double standards. We have to beat them at their own game. The left cannot be allowed to censor free speech. It will mean the end of free speech for us all. Be sure to let me know what you think. Now, if you want to support the content that I make, honestly, because it's probably going to be the only future way to fund anything, in the coming age of censorship, you can find me on Patreon, Subscribestar, or you can donate on PayPal. Oh, and be sure to check out unsilencedvoice.com. Support the sponsors, folks, because they're more important than ever. As always, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time, if there is a next time.